The Duke and Duchess of Sussex quit the royal family in March 2020, a move dubbed Megxit. Now a friend of King Charles III and Queen Camilla has claimed the Duchess found royal life may not have been as grand as she thought it would be. Commenting on the Duchess in the Times magazine, Lady Anne Glenconner said the couple had a wonderful wedding but then life went back to normal. She said, "I feel that probably the sort of things the royal family have to do, they're just not very interesting. You're not driven around in a golden coach. One's own wedding was fantastic, but the next day you're back to normal." I don't know whether she thought it was going to be all very grand. This live blog is now closed. No golden coach. Meghan may have been wrong about grand marriage. Image, Getty, trending 5 days ago 5:01 Emma Crabtree. That's all from the Royal Live tonight. Thank you for following our live updates throughout the day. Check back later for more royal news stories. 5 days ago 4:58 Emma Crabtree. Charles faces Canadian backlash as 55% support becoming Republic. New poll claims a majority of Canadians want to cut ties with the monarchy in a blow to King Charles III, a new opinion poll has found. The survey, which was conducted by Main Street Research, put support for Canada becoming a republic at 55%, with 41% strongly backing the move. However, 31% of Canadians voiced opposition to the proposal, with women more likely than men to have a favorable view of the firm. Following the death of Queen Elizabeth II in September, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau claimed the monarchy provided his compatriots with steadiness. Mr. Trudeau, who traveled to London for Her Majesty's state funeral, said, "There's a nice balance to the system we have that I think is going to continue to serve Canadians extraordinarily well." He also refused to reopen a constitutional debate about the royal family. Read more. 5 days ago 4:53 Emma Crabtree. Queen understood Philip's need for freedom as the Crown portrays his alleged infidelity. The Queen understood her husband's need for freedom whilst she gave him stability and wealth that he never had, according to a royal biographer. In the 5th series of Netflix hit The Crown, Prince Philip is seen pursuing a close relationship with Penny Knatchbull, despite their 32-year age difference. By marrying the Queen and stepping into the role of royal consort, the Duke of Edinburgh has to renounce his claims to the Greek and Danish thrones. Dr. Tessa Dunlop, author of Elizabeth and Philip, A Story of Young Love, told OK! magazine, "I think the Queen understood Philip's need for freedom. She was asking a lot of an alpha male to step in behind her and support her. To relinquish his name. To relinquish his home." When speaking about Philip's alleged infidelity, the expert said, "I think the Queen absolutely understood the tightrope Prince Philip was asked to walk and she cut him some slack. Whatever that means about his behavior with women, I don't know. He didn't want us to know and the Queen didn't want us to know and was seemingly at peace with whatever happened." 5 days ago 4:51 Emma Crabtree. The Queen was madly in love with Prince Philip and gave him everything he didn't have. Dr. Dunlop is the author of the biography, Elizabeth and Philip, A Story of Young Love, Marriage and Monarchy, and spoke about how their relationship is portrayed in the new season of The Crown. Dr. Dunlop said Queen Elizabeth was madly in love with the prince during their 73-year marriage. In 2012, Queen Elizabeth famously also referred to Prince Philip as her strength and guide during her Diamond Jubilee address to Parliament. The historian said, "I think Philip loved Elizabeth. I've never been in any doubt about that. She changed his life. She gave him stability that he never had. She gave him wealth he never had. She gave him a platform he couldn't have dreamed of. She gave him everything he didn't have." The royal expert claims that independence and tolerance were the secret to the royal couple's happy marriage and said the Queen was very good at giving Prince Philip his space. 5 days ago 3:51 Emma Crabtree Kate Middleton in touching Remembrance Sunday tribute to Princess Diana. Kate Middleton paid a subtle tribute to Princess Diana at the National Service of Remembrance in London on Sunday. The Princess of Wales stepped at a balcony overlooking the Cenotaph War Memorial wearing a pair of Diana's earrings. She wore the South Sea pearl earrings that feature an array of diamonds that drop down into a large pearl. Lady Di often wore the earrings at formal events in the 1990s, although, according to Vogue, Kate has tweaked them slightly. According to the magazine, she changed the baubles for smaller, pear-shaped gems compared to the larger circular pearls that Diana had when she wore the earrings. The Duchess also wore a wide-brimmed black hat very reminiscent of Diana's appearance at the 1991 Remembrance service. 5 days ago 3:39 Emma Crabtree tampon gate phone call is the absolute best scene in The Crown, claims Camilla. Actress Olivia Williams, who portrayed Camilla this season on The Crown, spoke with the Sunday Times about the depiction of the infamous tampon-gate scandal between the former Prince Charles and Camilla. The British media printed a script of an intimate phone call between the royals in the early 1990s in which the prince said he would like to live inside Camilla's trousers as, God forbid, a Tampax. Ms. Williams claims the portrayal of the private scene was absolutely the best scene, and believes it was well handled by Netflix. She said, "We had this amazing director, May El Touhi, and I think the writing and the way this episode is structured is so brilliant." The actress said people needed to have a sense of humor while watching the scene and urged people to watch the episode before making a judgment. She said, "I would like to make it illegal for anyone to comment upon the inclusion of this conversation who doesn't actually watch the episode. If you decide because your principles are so high that you're not going to watch the episode and then you choose to comment, your opinion is of no value. What this episode does is an extraordinary piece of filmmaking." 5 days ago 3:37 Emma Crabtree Prince Harry acted respectful during visit to Pearl Harbor to mark Veterans Day. Prince Harry was respectful during a recent visit to Pearl Harbor to mark Veterans Day, a report has claimed. The Duke of Sussex, 41, visited the site of Japan's consequential Second World War attack in Hawaii last Friday afternoon. The father of two even toured the USS Arizona Memorial on the island of Oahu during his personal visit. Over 1,100 crew members died in the attack in December 1941 in an attack which drove the U.S. to enter the conflict on the Allies' side. Dan Conover, who was also touring the USS Arizona with his family on Friday, told People, "He kind of approached us. I moved out of his way because he's royalty. I figured I'd let him do his thing. He basically gave me a greeting." The 23-year-old added, "He was very respectful and courteous and nice. I moved out of his way, and he kind of patted me on the back and said, 'You're all good, mate.' It was a simple interaction, but he was very nice and courteous and respectful." Prince Harry's outing in the paradise of the Pacific comes after the Duke served in the British Army for 10 years and completed 2 tours of Afghanistan. 5 days ago 3:05 Emma Crabtree King Charles is confident as monarch after setting aside some of the Queen's protocols. According to a body language expert, King Charles has set aside some of the late Queen's royal protocols in a move which has seen him blossom with confidence. The expert said that the king easily embraced the role he spent his whole life preparing for. For the first time, Charles led the Remembrance Day service at the Cenotaph on Sunday, one of the most major events in the royal calendar. Body language expert Darren Stanton noted that the king's behavior in public has significantly changed as he has gotten older and more confident. Speaking on behalf of Betfair Casino to the Mirror, he said, "As a younger man in his 20s, he was not very outgoing and extremely introverted. At the time, the royal family were seemingly cocooned in their own environment and did not really interact with anyone outside of the royal household. The expert said, King Charles has adopted a number of these gestures probably unconsciously when faced with certain situations over the course of his life, including playing with his cufflinks. Charles would often do this at social events, which is a clear indication of nerves and self-reassurance. As the decades have gone on, Charles has improved greatly in his sensory ability and confidence. This can be reconfirmed by a steady decline in the use of these pacifying gestures. The king now happily greets members of the public and other people at various events and engagements, which the expert calls a huge turning point. 5 days ago 208 Emma Crabtree Queen Elizabeth disliked her hands and wouldn't let them be photographed. Celebrity photographer John Rankin Waddell claims the Queen said she didn't like her hands when he tried to get her to pose with a sword for her Golden Jubilee in 2002. Glaswegian-born photographer Rankin, who has worked with David Bowie, Kate Moss and Madonna, spoke about his experience with Queen Elizabeth in the Tea with Twiggy podcast. He said that as soon as she entered the room, this wave of empowerment washes over you. Rankin said, I've never felt that aura and she was just so funny from the minute she walked in. The photographer added that the Queen said she disliked her hands as a get out when he tried to make her pose with a sword. He said, I was like, I really want to photograph you holding the sword, and she said, I don't like my hands. I thought, that's the best, get out for holding the sword. I'm probably not supposed to say that she disliked her hands, but what I loved about her is she's so smart and everything in response that she was saying had this amazing twist to it. It was just really, really brilliant. I loved it. I spent 5 minutes with her, so I don't know her intimately. Despite the Queen's reluctance, Rankin was later contacted by Buckingham Palace and was told his portrait of Her Majesty was their favorite because she was smiling so much. 5 days ago 035 Emma Crabtree royal family's social media blunders forces them to delete Remembrance Day tweet. The account wrongly claimed one of the late Queen's cousins was in attendance and misspelt the Countess of Wessex's name. The royal family Twitter account has been forced to delete its Remembrance Day post after a number of mistakes were made in the tweet. The embarrassing social media post wrongly claimed that the Queen's cousin, Princess Alexandra, was present at the cenotaph in Whitehall despite her cancelling just before the service took place. The tweet also misspelled Sophie, Countess of Wessex's title as Countess of Wessex and failed to mention that she was at the Sunday service. The original tweet read, a wreath was laid on behalf of the Queen Consort, who joined the Princess of Wales, the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester, the Duke of Kent, Princess Alexandra and Sir Tim Lawrence to watch the service from the at FCDOGOV UK balcony. Royal staff deleted the post and put up a new one. However, this second tweet also included a spelling mistake. It read, a wreath was laid on behalf of the Queen Consort, who joined the Princess of Wales, the Countess of Wessex, the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester, the Duke of Kent and Sir Tim Lawrence to watch the service from the at FCDOGOV UK balcony. It was third time lucky though, as a third post corrected both of the original errors. 5 days ago 2348 Emma Crabtree. Good evening, I'm Emma Crabtree. I'll be bringing you all the latest developments on the royals for the next few hours. Please feel free to get in touch with me as I work if you have a story or tips to share. Your thoughts are always welcome. Email, emma.crabtree@reachplc.com. Twitter, @EmmaCrabtree98. 5 days ago 1443 Francesca Edwards. Prince William finds the crown damaging to royal family as it gets closer to modern days. Prince William believes Netflix hit show The Crown is damaging to the royal family, it has been claimed. A source described as a close friend of the Prince of Wales was reported saying the historical drama, which portrays events linked to the royal family at times in a distorted way, is harsh and hurtful. They told the Sunday Times, Prince William has spoken about it, and now, as it is coming closer to the present, he is particularly concerned about it. William does think it is damaging. The royal family know a lot of it is nonsense, but it is really harsh and hurtful. Read more. 5 days ago 14:10 Francesca Edwards Adelaide Cottage and Lambrook School. Prince William and Kate, Duchess of Cornwall and Cambridge, moved to Adelaide Cottage in Windsor in September 2022. Just a day before the Queen's death, their children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis, started at Lambrook School. Before her death, it was thought the couple originally moved there to be closer to Her Majesty. Adelaide Cottage and Lambrook School. Image, Express. 5 days ago 12:38 Francesca Edwards do Archie and Lilibet now have titles. The Sussex's children, Archie and Lily, are now, as the grandchildren of a monarch, a prince and a princess. But it is not known whether they will use the titles, which they were not entitled to when they were born. The rules set out by King George V in 1917 mean Archie and Lily, as the children of a son of a sovereign, also now have an HRH style if they choose to use it. 5 days ago 11:53 Francesca Edwards Buckingham Palace releases new picture as Charles handed special role. Buckingham Palace released a new picture to mark the 74th birthday of King Charles, his first since he acceded to the throne in September. In the snap by photographer Chris Jackson, the monarch can be seen resting with his back on an ancient oak tree at Windsor Great Park. The palace also announced Charles has today officially become the Ranger of the Great Park. Read more. Buckingham Palace releases new picture as Charles handed special role. Image, Chris Jackson, Getty Images. 5 days ago 11:09 Francesca Edwards will Meghan and Harry return to UK for King Charles III's coronation. There is a lot of speculation about the possibility of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle returning for King Charles III coronation next May. It has not yet been confirmed who will attend the significant event, but reports suggest the Duke and Duchess of Sussex could return to the UK with their children Archie and Lilibet. Since leaving the UK, Prince Harry has returned on a number of occasions. Most recently, the couple spent time in the UK to mourn the death of his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II. Will Meghan and Harry return to UK for King Charles III's coronation? Image, Getty. 5 days ago 10:38 Francesca Edwards Prince Andrew would scream and shout if his 72 teddies were not put back properly. Prince Andrew had a collection of several dozen stuffed toys which had to be meticulously placed on his bed by Buckingham Palace staff to avoid abuse, a former royal protection officer has claimed. Paul Page, speaking to Unilad, described his experience at the palace carrying out security for the Duke. Mr. Page claimed on one occasion he entered Prince Andrew's bedroom and saw 72 stuffed teddy bears on the Duke of York's bed. He recalled a laminated card with the image of the bed, complete with the lineup of teddies, which was then shown to him by a colleague during an alarm check for the royal apartments. He then claimed, "If they don't," he shouts and screams. Read more. 5 days ago 10:13 Francesca Edwards when is King Charles' coronation? King Charles III's coronation will take place on May 6, 2023. Earlier this month it was confirmed the UK would also receive a bank holiday on May 8 to mark the occasion. Finer details of the event, including who will attend, will be decided nearer the time. 5 days ago 9:48 Francesca Edwards William and Kate mark the King's birthday. The Prince and Princess of Wales have wished His Majesty the King a happy birthday. King Charles III is marking his 74th birthday on Monday, his first birthday as king. Alongside a photo of Charles on their official Twitter account, the Wales said, "Wishing a very happy birthday to His Majesty the King." 5 days ago, 9/21, Francesca Edwards. Prince Andrew determined and planning fightback as he looks for return to public life. Prince Andrew is determined and planning a fightback and is confident a return to public life is still a possibility, it has been claimed. King Charles III and the Duke of York allegedly held a private meeting to discuss a return to royal duties for the prince, but the monarch turned down any chance of a public return for his younger brother. But a source told Mail Online, "Everything has changed, and Andrew is determined to fight." Read more. Prince Andrew determined and planning fightback as he looks for return to public life. Image, Getty. 5 days ago, 8:55, Francesca Edwards' line of succession to the throne. Now that Charles is king, Prince William is first in line to the throne. He is followed by his 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis. Despite no longer being a working member of the royal family, Prince Harry is 5th in line to the throne. Line of succession to the throne. Image, Express. 5 days ago, 8:18, Francesca Edwards. King Charles marks his 74th birthday. King Charles II marks his 74th birthday today, his first as sovereign. The king is expected to mark the day privately and no planned engagements on the day have been announced. The royal family Twitter account has shared a brief message to celebrate the day, reading, "Wishing His Majesty the King a very happy birthday today." 5 days ago, 7:59, Francesca Edwards. Kate Middleton takes the lead and calms anxious Camilla. Analysis of the body language and comments between the Princess of Wales and the Queen Consort has revealed that Kate was reassuring an anxious Camilla as the royal family gathered in Whitehall to perform the wreath-laying ceremony to mark Remembrance Day. Ahead of the 2-minute silence, the pair were seen having a small conversation which lip reader Jeremy Freeman said revealed that Kate took the leading role. Mr. Freeman said he believed the Princess of Wales said, "Shall we go in now?" and Camilla agreed, and the duo exited the balcony. Meanwhile, body language expert Judy James told The Mirror that the Queen Consort demonstrated some rituals of anxiety, supporting Freeman's belief that Kate aided Camilla by taking the lead at points. Read more. Kate Middleton takes the lead and calms anxious Camilla. Image, Getty. 5 days ago, 7:40, Francesca Edwards. When did Meghan and Harry quit the royal family? The Duke and Duchess of Sussex stepped down as senior royals in March 2020, a move dubbed Megxit. Following the move, they were stripped of their royal patronages and honorary military titles. The couple relocated across the pond to Montecito in Santa Barbara, where they now live with their 2 children, Archie, 3 and Lilibet, who turns 1 next month. Since leaving the UK, the couple has not stepped away from the spotlight, most famously taking part in a controversial interview with Oprah Winfrey in March 2021. When did Meghan and Harry quit the royal family? Image, Getty. 5 days ago, 7:16, Francesca Edwards. Good morning, I am Francesca Edwards. I'll be bringing you all the latest developments on the royal family. Please feel free to get in touch with me as I work if you have a story or tips to share. Your thoughts are always welcome. Email, francesca.edwards@reachplc.com. Twitter,